Originally appearing in Matrix Reloaded, the Merovingian became a crucial figure straddling the fringes between humanity and machines. In Matrix Resurrections, his reintroduction as a drifter gives us an even more complex view of his role within the Matrix universe and our own. Now, what would you think if I told you that the Merovingian represents the devil and that his tale is of a program that wanted to become the architect? Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
When we first met the Merovingian, we already knew that he was a powerful being in the Matrix, but we just didn't know how powerful. The Merovingian is a program that survived all the simulations, from the old ones where the architect continually failed, to the most recent ones. This program has helped other programs escape the Matrix, but not for some altruistic ideal. He did it because he seeks influence and power, including the abilities of his creators, but we will talk about that a little later. To understand the parallels between the Merovingian and the devil, we first need to explore the legend of Lucifer according to Judeo-Christian tradition. Lucifer was an extraordinary, beautiful, and intelligent angel, one of the creator's favorites. He was so absorbed in his beauty and wisdom that he began to envy the power of God. This envy led him to conspire with other angels in an attempt to rebel against God. The rebellion sparked a heavenly war in which Lucifer managed to persuade a third of the angels to join his cause. After an epic battle, he and his followers were defeated and expelled from heaven. They were turned into demons and were condemned to spend eternity in hell. However, God uses Lucifer, now known as the devil, as an instrument to test the faith and virtue of humans on Earth. Now, the story's parallels with the Matrix villain are equal parts subtle and obvious. For example, the Merovingian's club is called Club Hell, and black and red are two very prominent colors in the nightclub. As we delved into the Merovingian story and motivations, we realized that these are similar to Luzbel's. Just like Lucifer rebelled against God, the Merovingian seems to have rebelled against his creators, which in this case would be the higher entities of the Matrix, the Architect and the Oracle. The Merovingian leads other programs that have been expelled or have opted for exile from the core Matrix, similar to how Lucifer leads the demons in hell. A crew member from the art department talked about the painting in the Merovingian's chateau. The painting illustrates a battle of angels.
This mural is a symbol of the Matrix, but in sort of a Renaissance or medieval theme. This is medieval times, and there's the rest of us. This is all us humans on Earth battling it out. And then above that, we've got heaven with the angels. But the angels aren't really just angels. The angels are actually manipulating what's going on Earth.
This description of the angels is quite interesting. That the angels aren't just angels, they are manipulating what is happening on Earth, resulting in the humans fighting each other, meaning that these supposed angels are the instigators and perpetuators of war.
And who's at the center of heaven but Merv himself? So it's all about him. Again, he's controlling everything that's going on in heaven and everything that's happening on Earth.
When Neo was trapped in Mobile Ave, the Merovingian demanded one thing from Trinity in exchange for Neo, the Oracle's eyes, the ability to see into the future. The Merovingian might have been corrupted in his quest for power, and he began to envy his parents, the gods of the Matrix, the Oracle and the Architect. Then a war happened between the creators and the rogue programs led by the Merovingian. Perhaps the Merovingian had desires to be the new architect, just as Lucifer wanted to be God. We know from the Matrix Reloaded that the Merovingian had programming talents similar to the architect.
What you see, I have sent her a dessert. A very special dessert. I wrote it myself.
But when could this have happened? When did the Merovingian go against his father? The early versions of the Matrix, Paradise and Nightmare, could be when the power struggle began. Maybe the architect created the Merovingian as one of his most important guardians of the Paradise simulation.
The first Matrix I designed was quite naturally perfect. It was a work of art, flawless, sublime, a triumph equaled only by its monumental failure.
Perhaps he was even created to learn the peculiarities of humans. The Merovingian's way of viewing life as cause and effect is very similar to the architect's way of thinking.
He's a very, very old program. He's one of the oldest and meanest programs in the Matrix. He's really sort of one of the kings of the underworld, a personification of all forms of indulgence. And that reveals, obviously, a lot about him and his philosophy. His philosophy is causality, and basically that is the philosophy of the entire machine world, of the entire Matrix.
Then the first failure occurred. Humans began to reject the Paradise simulation because it was too perfect. This may be where the Merovingian becomes obsolete and becomes the first program to go against its code. He officially becomes a fallen angel, and then the Nightmare Matrix is created.
Thus I redesigned it, based on your history, to more accurately reflect the varying grotesqueries of your nature. However, I was again frustrated by failure.
It was possibly during the Nightmare Matrix when the Merovingian began to build his influence and attract other programs to his cause. After the Oracle added the illusion of choice to the equation, the first integral anomaly occurred. The Merovingian himself claimed that he has survived several anomalies.
Mark my words, boy, and mark them well. I have survived your predecessors, and I will survive you.
Keeping the Keymaker waiting for Neo could have been the Frenchman's purpose. Perhaps the architect allowed him to live to test the One, in the same way that Satan tested Jesus. This would explain the Merovingian's social standing in the second and third Matrix movies. But by the fourth, he has nothing left. This shows that the Merovingian was working for the Matrix, but now he is on the lam from those who now control the Matrix. Now, what does the vagabond status of the Merovingian mean in Matrix Resurrections? This is where things get even more interesting. In biblical tradition, the devil, or Satan, is often in a state of exile. It is said that he was banished from heaven and that he roams the earth, tempting humanity. In the fourth Matrix film, the Merovingian is living in hiding, a far cry from his previous position of power and luxury. This scenario could be a parallel to the idea of the devil in the desert, a place of temptation and isolation. What's even more disreputable is his transformation from someone with power to a drifter. This could be a symbolism of Lucifer's fall from heaven to hell, a decline in grace and status that relegates him to a lesser status. But of course, the Merovingian is not the only reference to Judeo-Christian theology. There are other characters with names like Trinity, which still refers to the Christian theology concept, as well as the Messiah archetype that is fulfilled by Neo, who died and rose again to save humanity. But do you agree? Was the Merovingian the Matrix's personification of the devil?
Experience as something extraordinary. At our French restaurant Le Vrai, we pay attention to every detail in our ingredients. Come and try our special dessert designed to satisfy all your senses.
I wrote it myself.
And our exquisite house special filet mignon. You would do anything for seconds. It's the best restaurant in Mega City. When you get hungry, you have no other choice. Visit us at Le Vrai. It's a simple cause and effect.
For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.